friends! So you see by the title, what's in my mailbag? I think I might try to do this as, you know, a frequent video to do. I used to answer years ago comments that I would get, and it was, what's in my mailbag? Well, you know, you got all these YouTubers that are doing what's in my purse and what's in my hospital bag and what's in my, you know, whatever, your pockets or whatever. So I'm doing this, what's in my mailbag? What are the comments that are being sent to me? I like doing them from time to time, though it's been a long time. Seriously, it's probably been a couple years since I've answered any comments on a video. Because normally I just sit there and type them all out. But I've been thinking over the last several months that, especially when the holidays were rolling around and I was, you know, keeping myself quite busy where I couldn't even get to comments to answer, and even sometimes now they have that little love button that you, instead of the thumbs up, that you could click it and like my little picture comes up with the hearts, just letting you know, I read your comment, I appreciate it, thank you. That's a nice feature that's on this new YouTube thing, how they designed and changed a bunch of features and stuff. I will say this, I do not like when you click on that little bell and how all the things come up. I liked when it was just the comments to the videos that were there, you know. And sometimes you could answer them right there, but if everybody didn't have their settings, you know, set up for that I could answer it there, that's when you'd have to click on the video, go to the video. But now, all this stuff shows up in the feed, you know, so-and-so uploaded a video, you know, this person uploaded a video. I don't know why YouTube is doing that. You know why? Because we click on the subscription and all of the people that we subscribe to, their videos are right there. So, I don't know, YouTube, I think that's kind of stupid. You might want to rethink that. Because the little bell is to let us know that, you know, people have commented, people have left us a message, and I thought that that's what that was there for. But I don't know. I don't like the way that they changed that. Of course, I don't like the way that they, not YouTube, but over at Facebook and Messenger, if you have Messenger, I don't like that new format either, how they, you know, reconfigured all of that. But it's just one of those things, you don't like it, but you just have to work through it. Okay, so anyway, I was thinking several months back, I should start answering comments, you know, in videos when I don't get a chance to answer all the comments. And then the more I kept thinking about it and pondering it, I started thinking, this would be good to do this too, to answer the comments on a video for you guys, so that you could see my face. This way that, see, you can see my look. You can see when I'm reading a comment if a smile comes on my face, or I'm reading a comment and I begin to giggle, you know, or I'm reading a comment and I'm like, yep, I know what you're talking about. Or I read a comment and it's not a smile on my face, but a frown gets on my face, or a look of puzzlement like, you know, and then you have to figure out how you're going to politely answer those comments. So, yes, we do get those comments from time to time. So, anyway, I thought this would be fun. I'm going to start doing this. I don't know how often I'm going to do it, but I'm going to try to do it as often as I can. And it will be what's in my mailbag. So, whenever you see what's in my mailbag, I'll probably have to title them 1, 2, 3 like that. I'll put a number with it. But anyway, so that's what I'm going to do in this video. So I see I have 5 comments or 5 updates or whatever. Okay. Let me just click on the video instead of trying to read all those comments there. Good. This is the one, omelet in a cup. I don't think I've answered any comments over here yet. So let's, yeah, I did. I answered a couple. Okay, Jesus My Beauty says, I have not ever had a mammogram. I'm 33, but it sounds terrible. My day is coming, but yikes. Okay, here's the thing. Unless breast cancer is in your family, like your mother or your sister, you have aunts, grandmother that had breast cancer, It's not recommended that you have mammograms until you get, I think, in your late 30s or early 40s, because I think that's when I started to have them. And then they were recommending that people have them every single year. But now they're saying that that's not good because it's a lot of radiation in one place. So now they're saying every other year. The last time I went was September of 2015. I skipped last year, 2016. I think they sent me the letter to go in for it, but then I started thinking I'm not going to go every year. Because I do check myself. You're supposed to check yourself, you know, like you have a shower or whatever, especially you're washing your hair, and while your hands are up, you're like, let's go feel around there. You're supposed to be feeling for some little bumps or whatever, or if you notice any unusual soreness or anything like that, then that's a problem. You have to go see your doctor then, and then the doctor's probably going to suggest that you have a mammogram. But if everything's okay, you know, up there in your anatomy, then I think it's like the late 30s or early 40s is when they recommend that you have mammograms. And yikes, yes, it does hurt. You get squashed up. Now, my hospital has a new mammogram machine, and the radiologist, if they position your breast just right on that mammogram machine, when that mammogram thing goes around like this and back around like that, then you're done. It's only, seriously, you could probably count to 10, like 10 seconds or even less, that you're squashed in that position. It's uncomfortable, but, you know, if it detects cancer, breast cancer, because breast cancer is the leading cancer in women. Yeah, it's uncomfortable, but is it worth it to get it to make sure that you're okay? I say so, and that's why I go for them all the time. Let me just tell you this. I also recommend, ladies, that you have pap smears. All the time. You go every year for your pap smears. Now, I've had a hysterectomy, and I'm only supposed to get a pap smear now every 3 years, they said. Because I do have one ovary that's left. But let me give you a quick story here of abnormal a pap smear, okay? After I had my first son, Josiah, I went in the next year for a pap smear. I started getting my pap smears after I had my son, because they say, you know, unless you have a family history or whatever, usually after your first child, start having a pap smear every year. So I went that first year, it was okay. I went the second year, and my doctor said, you have like these little, they're like warts, little lumps that are there, and I'm going to snip them to see if they're benign or they're malignant. You know, we'll have to wait for the lab. And I started to get a little bit nervous. He said, they look like they're benign, but we have to check. So then I had to go back in when the results came, and they were benign. He said, this is exactly what he said to me. He said, they're benign, but these sorts of little, they're clusters of cells. And you need to have a pap smear every year, because sometimes you can get these cells and they're abnormal cells and they can be cancerous. So just make sure that you go every single year for a pap smear. Guess what? I listened to my doctor. Every single year, even after I had all my kids, every single year, I went for a pap smear. Guess what happened? When Sandy was 43, I went for a pap smear. After all this time, normal pap smears, went for a pap smear thinking, oh, everything's fine. No, my doctor called me. She says, you have an abnormal reading. And then I had to go back into her office, and then she had to explain that they were precancerous cells in my cervix. And I told her about what my other gynecologist had said years ago, and she said it was a good thing that you came in and that you didn't ignore it and thinking, you know, you were okay. She said, because these will turn into cancer. She says, we can go in and clean you out, and, you know, then you'll be okay, but they can still come back. Well, I said, well, forget it. I said, listen, I'm 43. I've had all my kids. I don't need to have any more kids. My great aunt had a problem with her cervix. My great grandmother had a problem with her cervix. My mother didn't, but my mother did have a cyst one time, a big cyst, and she had to have it surgically removed, and then they just did a hysterectomy. So I just said, listen, this seems like it's a family history thing. I said, just give me a hysterectomy. So she sent me to a surgeon that did do that, and it was another lady doctor, and that's when I had my hysterectomy. If I would have ignored that, seriously, I would have been having all kinds of problems. Then I would have gone, and then I would have found out that I had cervical cancer, you know, years later. So it's important, ladies, that you just go. They have all of these things to detect cancer within us, you know, with our female parts and so forth. And I am a big believer in just going just to make sure. And you go every year. So that's my answer to you. Now, who's this? Miller for Hats. I do a lot of bird watching and feeding the birds, especially in winter. Great vlog. I love the birds. I've always loved birds. Even when I lived in Illinois, that's when I really started getting interested in the wild birds. We had a wood board-on-board fence, and they love those sorts of fences. I don't know why. Probably we didn't have a whole lot of trees. It was a new subdivision, and so there weren't a lot of mature trees, but then they would come and they would hang out on my fences and stuff. And I would always do all kinds of bird watching. I even went and got a book that had all the different birds of the states. I need to get one here for PA. I just go online and look it up, but it's probably better if I had a reference book. But I love the wild birds. Okay, Lisa Treplow, you said, I so enjoy your videos. So, hold up. So glad you are back, and glad Alex is doing good. Yes, he is doing good. And I'm going to do another video after this one. I'm going to give you an Alex update. Okay, this one is Melinda M. Hi, Sandy. I just wanted to tell you that I love your vlogs. I love cardinals too, so much that I put a rustic cardinal theme tree in my dining room every Christmas. I bet it's pretty. I love cardinals, and especially with the holly and all of that, yes. My husband and I bought a house in a new development, and so far I haven't seen any, hoping they find their way here. That was our problem at our last house. It was a new subdivision. You're going to have to get some maturity in, like, bushes. Start even getting bushes. Birds even will go in bushes if there's no trees. They just need something to shelter them from the winds and from the other elements of the weather and so forth, and where they can build nests. And they just don't do that in trees. They will also do that in bushes. So bushes will grow quicker than trees, so start putting some bushes around your house. Sarah S. says, super idea with the omelet. If it must go fat. I'm reading slow because seriously, I probably do this. I look like an old school teacher when I do this, but it's, you know, when you get older, your eyes change up. Okay, I'll try it out. And I make myself from time to time a cupcake from the microwave. I've seen that too. Goes super fast and easy and tastes very delicious. Guidance recipe I discovered on YouTube. Me has your video fun. I'm looking forward to the next. Thank you, Sandy. Okay, then Subi it, that's cool, 3 said, I think it was me who gave you the recipe for the suet for the birds. It probably was you. Go online and there is a lot of them. I put mine out and it attracts different birds. I have red-headed woodpeckers. We have woodpeckers too. I haven't heard them in years. They usually would go over to like my next door neighbor and the house next to that, and you just hear them peck at. It's really cool. I wish they'd come back. Of course, they're mean little buggers, but yeah, blue jays are mean, woodpeckers are mean, owls can be a little bit mean. You know, owls will scare other birds and everything too, but even woodpeckers, they're feisty little birds, but I like hearing them peck all the time. Let's see, you have 2 other bird feeders this morning. Saw 3 male cardinals and 2 females. I also see doves and blue jays. We have blue jays here too. We have doves here and a bluebird. We have bluebirds here. I mean bluebirds. They're just birds. They're just all blue. They are so pretty. And there's a couple different varieties of them. I read the birds need the fat from the suet in the winter, especially for cold weather. It was a good way to use up some things in the pantry and get new. Okay, I'm going to try doing that. My birds are still working on the bird seed here, but I think I am going to do that. Now, I've talked about the big fat cardinal. I haven't seen him seriously in days. I've seen two other male cardinals that have been coming by, and I can tell the difference. The one cardinal has some black markings, real dark black markings on the side of him, and the other one doesn't. He's just really red on the sides. But there's a big fat cardinal I've been telling you guys about, and my daughter Carly was really funny. She says, it looks like he's wintering well. So if he's fat, that means he's eating very good. So I don't know. Our neighbors are really good around here in keeping bird feeders out. And we have a lot of trees too. I'm going to go over to my wedding soup video now because there were other comments that have come in the last couple days and I haven't been over to answer any of them. So let's see. Maybe I did answer all of them. I did answer all of them. Let's go over to the one in with the new. That's the one with Alex. And see, the thing is, I like my bell the way that it was, where you just had all of your comments. It was nothing but comments, no updates on whatever. Because even your older videos that people are watching and they're leaving comments to, see, I could go in there and find them easier now. And so, I don't know. But let's go in with this one. In with the new. Let's see if there's some new comments. Jamie, how do you say your name? Leva? Janie Leva? I love your awesomeness. Blessing. That's very nice to say that. And for all of you that are always telling me that you love my vlogs and you love coming to check every day on my vlogs and everything, thank you very much. That means a lot because this is really a hobby for me, and you know, so it's just nice that, you know, you're enjoying them. Okay, so Natasha Byrne, you're from Great Britain, aren't you? You've sent me a lot of comments and you told me where you were from. You know what? If you guys could do me a favor on this video here, any person that comments, tell me where you're from. And even if you don't normally comment and you really don't even want to comment to this one, leave me at least one comment by just putting the name of where you're from. Either put the country that you're from, or the city of the country that you're from, or if you're from the United States, if you can tell me just what state you're in. If you don't want to put your city, you don't have to. Or if you want to do the city and the state, because really that is a nice helpful thing for all of us that have YouTube channels. We like to know where our audience is based. I mean, seriously, I have someone that's commented recently telling me she's from Germany. I've had people comment they're from Brazil. I mean, I wouldn't even think that, you know, any Brazilian would want to see my boring life here in Philadelphia. But and this person's left me several comments before. And I have people from Wales and from England and Sweden and just all sorts of places. And it's nice to know, because when I interact with you in your comments, if I remember where you're from, I like to get a little bit of dialogue of, you know, how you do things, you know, where you are. Okay, like talking about feeding the birds and just putting a pan of bird seed out there. I don't know, what do you do in your country? That other person that just left me a comment about ways that you can make your own suet. Do you make your own suet, or you just buy bird seed? You just hang bird feeders in your trees, or you don't get a lot of birds where you're from, or whatever. I will say this. I did have somebody leave me a comment and I answered it. I think it was on that omelet video. They said that they're from California and they don't ever see any cardinals out there. I guess there's no cardinals out there. I don't know if they answered, if they left it there or on the Facebook Adventures with Alex and Sandy. I saw it somewhere. But this person was telling me that they don't see cardinals out there in California where they are. And I thought cardinals were really all over the United States. I don't know if they go up into Canada. I have some Canadian subscribers. Do you see cardinals in Canada where you're from? Maybe they're just like, they do like the cold. Maybe they're like a cold bird, and, you know, maybe like the northeast part of the United States up into Canada. I don't know. Maybe that's where they live, and that's the only place. I don't know. And see, I like to interact with people like this, because then, you know, we learn from each other, right? Okay. Lindsay Garrett said, really enjoyed your video. Love your advice about the small changes to boost our mood. Yes. Even the slightest little thing that you do that's new, it's just like, it just lifts your spirits a little bit because it's not the same old mundane thing. You know what I mean? Alex was precious playing in the snow. We got a dusting where we are in Alabama. See, there. Now, she's from Alabama last Saturday. My boys were so excited. And I especially think that down in Alabama, that if you got any snow, even a dusting, I mean, even a dusting for you guys, it would probably be like us getting 6 inches here. Because Alabama, you guys don't see snow, but probably once in a blue moon. So anyway, I'm glad your kids had a very good time. Jenny O'Connor, and Jenny is from Ireland because she's one of my besties. We've been friends for many years here. We actually met here on YouTube. So she says, Alex, all snuggly looking out there in the snow. Very cute. Yes, he was a little bit too snuggly, and that's why he was having a hard time walking. That was really funny. He was like a little, you know, snow bundle monster thing. I love your new saucepans. I like them too. It's a little extra work that you gotta, you know, get your little scrubber stuff out to clean the copper, but it only takes like an extra 20, 30 seconds to do it. And I just like them. Anyway, I was getting a kick. Oh, no, wrong person. I have the same stainless steel set, about 11 years. They are fantastic. Still as good as the day I bought them. I know, because stainless, it really does hold up. Sometimes the handles don't hold up. I had Farberware stainless steel pans. I had them for years. And the more I kept lifting the pans, like after a while, those screws become loose and I had to keep screwing them in, and I just got sick of it. I think those are the ones that I put downstairs in my basement. Then you said here, they were expensive but worth it. Yes. Your new Pioneer Woman dishes are very pretty. Yes, it's nice to change things up every now and then. I know. I mean, these pottery dishes, we've probably been using them every day for the last 14, 15 years, and it's just time to just switch it out. You know, I used to get really excited when Christmas would roll around because I would pull down my Christmas dishes. And so that kind of broke it up. So at least I had like 2-3 months I was just using my Christmas dishes. But then the last couple of years I stopped pulling down my Christmas dishes because my kids like to warm up food from the refrigerator, and in the microwave you can't put the Christmas dishes in it because they have that gold paint on there. It's a metal paint, so you can't put them in the microwave. So anyway, I've just been leaving my pottery dishes down, and I haven't had anything to like break up, you know, getting, you know, different dishes to look at. It's just very boring looking at the same thing all the time, right? Janet D said, hi Sandy, happy new year. Alex is getting so big, he looks like he has gotten taller since the last video. He has gone on a little growth spurt. I was getting a kick out of watching him walking in the snow. I know, that was really funny. I am doing the same thing after Christmas, going through closets, getting rid of old towels, etc. I always like to freshen up the beginning of the year. I love new dishes. The new dishes, they are very pretty. Thank you for sharing, and I look forward to future videos. Even with your towels, some of my old towels, as long as they're still in good shape, I might save some of them out upstairs in the hall linen closet. That's for the kids. The older, rattier ones, as long as they don't have holes, I'll bring them down here, and we use them like when we're washing the car, or, you know, something spills here on the floor, you gotta clean it up or whatever. But it's nice to even buy fresh towels. Now, I bought fresh towels for that linen closet, was it 3 years ago? 3, maybe 4 years ago. So those towels are still okay. But yeah, you gotta even change up your towels after a while because the fibers, they start, you know, they just start, they're not big and fresh like they once were. You know, they start, you know, flattening, they get smaller. It's just good to get new towels. Okay. Clarence Alexander, like some of the Pioneer Women's stuff, but it's too bad they are sold at Walmart. I know. This person, they have their reasons for not wanting to go to Walmart, which they've shared. And I totally understand that. But you know what? Ree Drummond, she sells her products online. And so you can go online through her website, and you can buy the dishes, and then you're not getting them at Walmart. Julia Perry, you said, I love her recipe, so you're referring to Ree Drummond. I'm a freak about my pots and spend a little extra time trying to keep them in good condition. I know, because you were a chef. I remember you telling me that. I have watched a lot of cleaning videos and noticed a lot of people don't really pay much attention to the outside of their pots. I do. I try to get all the stuff off. I have the recipe you showed here and didn't know people put food coloring in it. Oh, you're talking about the scrub stuff. My mom did it because my grandmother did it, just, you know, just to give it a color, I guess. I don't know. That made me giggle. I love her bowls, Ree Drummond, with the flowers. I love the color. Wait, I love color in my kitchen. I might get those. I have been looking at them for a while at Walmart online. I like the butter dish. So pretty. Thanks, and have a great week. Okay. Mary MSC. Sandy, I hope you saved your store receipts. Those Pioneer Woman dishes have horrible reviews at Walmart.com. People having all kinds of problems with this brand of dishes. Although they are nice looking, they just don't last from what I read. They break in the microwave and the dishwasher and so on. I haven't seen any reviews on her dishes or anything. I don't know about any of that. I would have to go and read some of that. Could it be sometimes misuse even on the person's part, that they're not handling the dishes correctly or something? I don't know. I would think if somebody like Ree Drummond's going to put her name on something, she would want to have the products be good. But if they're not, you know, then that's going to fall back on her. So far, I haven't had a problem with them being in the microwave or in the dishwasher. I will say that I saved all my pottery dishes. I didn't get rid of them. I still have them. So, I don't know. Time will tell. Let me just say what I said in my video. My pottery dishes, because pottery is supposed to go right into the oven. You can put pottery in your oven up to 500 degrees. I have plates that I have put in my oven and they were fine. I had plates that I put in my oven that cracked and I had to get rid of. I messed up the enamel on some of the other plates, and so maybe they were just defected a little bit. I don't know. But anyway, I did save my pottery dishes. Susie Brothers, you are so right, changing from the old to new, just a little at a time. Loving it. It's a good mood booster. Started my bathroom. Really want to finish getting motivated. Next on the agenda is doing a dining table switch with my daughter-in-law. Mike said had to wait because of the weather. But when we switch, I will let you know. Yeah, post pictures. I want to see that. Okay, I think that's it for this video. This video is getting long. Now, I will tell you what I'm also going to do to kind of like spruce things up a little bit. Okay, you guys have seen my secretary's desk, and you have seen my black shelf that I have in my kitchen. Okay, secretary's desk and the black shelf there. Okay, I have been thinking for the longest time, for several years, to do this, and I've never done it. I mentioned when I redid my bedroom, and I have that bench that's at the end of my bed, that I wanted to redo that and do the Annie Sloan paint. I've watched all kinds of videos. I've even watched Annie Sloan herself doing, you know, the makeovers with the furniture, with her paint, with the wax, with the distressing. I've seen all of that. And I've never done it yet because my concern was always, what if this product really doesn't last over time? You know, then all this paint now is on the wood and it's ruined the wood. Then what do you do then? That sort of thing. And I was just getting ready to go ahead and get some Annie Sloan paint, and I was going to redo the secretary's desk and that black shelf. Now, the black shelf is no big deal because it's black paint, so you can paint anything over that. The secretary's desk, however, is wood with polyurethane over it, and, you know, whatever I do to that now, you know, if it doesn't turn out right, then I've messed that up now. But I thought, I'm going to go ahead and do the Annie Sloan paint. And I was telling Harry about it, and he was in agreement with me. Now, a friend of mine, Cassandra, she was posting some pictures of her dining room table, and it had like some like white paint. I didn't know if she was like distressing it or, you know, whatever. And I asked her, you know, what she was doing. She said she was getting ready to paint it, that was a primer that was on there. And I told her about how I was wanting to do the Annie Sloan paint. She said, I did the Annie Sloan paint on one of my dressers. And she even did the wax that's supposed to seal it and everything. She told me that she's taken a rag to, you know, wipe the furniture, because you should be able to just wipe it with a rag. She said the paint started to come off. And see, that's my whole thing. If I put something on that furniture, you see, then, you know, it could get messed up. So she's using that Kills primer. I think there's 3 different varieties of it. It's supposed to like kill mold and do all other sorts of things. I think there's a product for concrete, one for wood, or a couple of them are for wood and walls or things like that. And I know a lot of people have used the Kills on their kitchen cabinets and then painted over, because everybody's like into the white cabinets now, and it's very tedious to, you know, sand all of that down. When I had the painters here painting all my walls, I had asked them about painting, and they said that they would not use that Kills, that they would sand it to make sure that the paint stays. But they said by the time that you would pay them to do all the sanding and the painting and everything, they said it's just better to just buy new cabinets. So that's why we've left our cabinets alone. I wanted to change those out to white as well. And I know Sam Sherman and Jay, when they were living in Montana, that's what they did to their kitchen cabinets. They put the Kills on there as the primer, and then they went and they put the white paint over it. And I think it was okay for a while, but I think that she said something in one video a while back that there was something that they didn't like about that. So I don't know. So my friend Cassandra now, I'm letting her go ahead and do her table. And then I told her to get back with me and tell me how she feels about that. Is that the best way to go, or to try to go and do Annie Sloan? But yeah, that's a project that I want to get working on while it's still winter, before it gets nice outside. So February, March time frame, that's my time frame that I want to get over there and get those painted. So that's going to be another new update for here in my kitchen. So this video is very long. I'll see you in the next video where I give you an update on Alex. Bye.